up, YouTube? PJ here. This Dog Pound 24/7. Thanks for tuning in to the morning rant this morning. Little depressing day. Lost a tough football game yesterday. It's gonna sting for a couple days. We had a shootout with the Chargers. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. But if you haven't already, please go ahead, take that time, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification bell. Anyway, got a few things we're gonna go over this morning on this little morning rant. We're gonna be talking about some cases, all right, in the news, and they're pretty disturbing cases. They're disgusting, all right, yeah. But before we get into that, little crazy stories for the morning. Crazy got back to me, sent me a little message again in the comments, and then it disappeared. I can't find it. I was gonna screenshot it, but he told me that I have to get a life. He told me that he won't fight me unless I get documentation I have no diseases. Is this dude serious? I've already said I'll go get this done, so I shot it back at him. I said, yo, listen, homie, I'll go do whatever I have to make this happen. I told him I'll go get some blood work and we can make this happen. So I'm waiting for the response. Because I actually have to go to the doctors in the next couple of weeks to get a checkup, because of my infection that I had, internal infection, to make sure everything's going good. So I'm gonna get put in for some blood work. I'm gonna come up with some BS to get it done, and then we'll see what his excuse is next. I'm just gonna tell him I want to get tested for HIV and Hep C and all that, and go from there. So anyway, it's ludicrous. I think it's insane that it's just the way of him pull. You know what I mean? Come on, dude. You gotta have a better excuse than that, you know what I'm saying? But, that's his mentality. He's got the mentality of a 15-year-old teenage kid. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? Sorry about the lighting and everything. But, it's dark out still. Dark as hell. It's early. But, it's, with him, you just never know. And for the subscribers, guys, I understand that video, the interview with Krazy Stories' sister there. I know it's not legit. All right, I posted it entertainmentally wise. You can just tell by, the reaction from the woman. You know what I mean? So she didn't sound pissed. She sounded like funny pissed. You know what I'm saying about certain things. So I know damn well, if I was found out that my brother or sister or whatever was throwing my address out there and all that, and putting my children and family in jeopardy, I would have lost my shit. So, and then the one subscriber said, what sister would put her brother out there like that? Listen, there are family members that don't give a shit about all that, all right? So, I mean, that's, I personally wouldn't do it, regardless, put family out there like that, but it happens. People do that. But other than that, good morning, Krazy. I hope you have a good day, and get back to me. All right. So anyway, let's get into these cases. Our first case up is from Jackson, Florida. This couple, they're from Jacksonville, Florida. And this is a child abuse case. All three cases are, to deal with children. They're disturbing, and it makes me sick. But it's just, you see this in the news quite a bit. And I don't know how a human being could even, remotely, abuse a child. Like, how do you do that? Like, my grandson, like, for Christ's sake, he gets hurt, man. I hurt for him so badly. Like, if he gets hurt, because he runs around like a maniac. He'll trip and fall or something and scuff up his knee or something, and he's crying. Just seeing him hurt like that, tears in his eyes, breaks my heart in a way. You know what I mean? Children I have a soft spot for, because anybody that harms a child, to me, intentionally, is a true scumbag. And I think it's pretty much almost worse than murder, abusing a child. Because, so you're psychologically screwing that child up, with abuse. If it's mental, physical, sexual. All right. And it's just crazy. All right. You know, how people can do this shit. Anyway, from Jacksonville, Florida, we got Brenda Mahan and we got Lewis Mahan. They're a couple from Florida that they had, oh man, this it's just disturbing. It really is. They had these children, all right, a few of them that it wasn't so much, it is a form of abuse, but it was more or less neglecting their children, all right. You have children in a home, all right. They said that all their teeth were rotting out of their head. Their clothes were so soiled beyond recognition. The house had such a pungent smell to it. It was, I can only imagine, all right. And for anybody to have a child in them living conditions and think that's okay, it's insane. And then they had a lice infestation, you know. It's just like, why? Why? You know, how could you do that to your child? All right? How? You know, so these children, they were malnourished. They were, you know, very thin and frail. You know, just their clothing and then, like I said, a lice infestation. And then they thought one of the child had bite marks on them. They weren't sure if it was bite marks, you know, from whatever. It wasn't from a human being. They're not sure if it's scabies or flea bites. They're not sure. So they took the children out. The children were obviously put into foster care, and the children or the parents are facing some serious charges, felonies, and they deserve anything that's coming to them. They really do. And I mean, and I don't think their punishment is going to be what it needs to be, but I'm glad finally it was taken care of and not looked past. You know, and finally, obviously, somebody stepped up and reported it. And, you know, that's important because a lot of people, when they see stuff like this, they don't want to get involved. But when it comes to children, I don't care what you are involved in the street life. There's a code about telling, all right? But when it comes to children, that ain't telling, my man. That's not snitching at all. That is, you know, that needs to be done, right or wrong. Hit that like if you agree with me. All right. So anyway, those two parents are they were charged with neglect, and you know I guess the husband. All right, he's actually younger than the wife. He's in his late 20s. He was released on bond, and the wife is still in jail. So how does that go? I bet she's passed. So, you know, and if you look at the picture of these two, you could just, the writing is on the wall there. Okay, they don't even keep up with themselves. So just take a look at them. Would you just look at them? Gross, right? So on to the next case. Okay, this is an 18-year-old woman, Megan Roberts, 18. You know, of I think it was Bromley, Kentucky. Okay, she was, you know, this is probably every teenage boy's, you know, I'm not, listen, before I get into this, I am not saying this is okay by any means, because this is dead wrong, all right? But this is every teenage 12-year-old, 13-year-old boy's dream, okay? It is, all right? This is when boys obviously hit that, you know, that stage in their life where they're getting curious and yes. Well, anyway, this 18-year-old girl was raping this 12-year-old boy on 3 different occasions. It happened once at the boy's home, it happened once at a friend's or family's home, and it happened at her home. 3 different times, and the authorities were, well, how the girl got caught is she texted the boy and said, I took away your V card. I know you liked it. She sent that text to the boy. The mother, as she should have, looked into it and did her little investigation and come to find out what was going on. So the authorities, you know, did their little investigation and questioned the boy, and the boy mentioned some things that the boy shouldn't have known unless she was undressed to do with her body. She's probably got, who knows, tattoos in provocative areas or birthmarks, etc., scars or whatever. Who knows? But there was, things that he would have not known unless she was naked in front of him. And plus the authorities, obviously every 12-year-old boy is going to go brag to his friends, right? Right. I know I would have. So the authorities went to the kids and they came clean and said, yes, this happened. And bam, she's booked. All right. So she got what coming to her. All right. That's just horrible. You know what I mean? It's horrible because I think the boy is gonna be all right though, because it's not. The girl's 18, 6 year age difference. It's not like she's like this mother figure. But speaking of mother figure, she even had the boys call her mom. Okay, she was doing stuff with these boys, breaking them in to get them comfortable. She was probably prepping them, saying this is okay. So, which it's not. But anyway, that's the thing, I think the boy is going to be okay mentally. Because boys think about that stuff at that age. These days it happens. All right. And, but on her part, she's a disgusting pig. All right. She's a disgusting pig, and she deserves whatever she's got coming to her. I know this camera is a little dark, and I am sorry. I'm trying to get a little light going on in here. But anyway, the third and final case is from Jefferson County, Colorado. All right. These parents abused 6-week-old twins. Right here. And they are in the story that I read, they didn't mention the names. I don't know why. But these two right here were abusing a 6-week-old twins. 6 weeks old. They had spinal injuries. They had leg injuries. They had arm injuries. They had a skull fracture on one. Okay. And on one other one, they had burn marks. They had, you name it. This is the most disturbing one out of them all that I've mentioned, okay? Because anybody that can hunt, they're so fragile at 6 weeks old. Like, what are you thinking? Come on now. These parents right here, they should honestly, they better spend some years in, upstate. When it comes to abusing a child, I have no pity. Okay, when it comes to rape, molestation, child abuse, any of that shit, up shit creek without paddles. All right, they got whatever's coming to them, and they deserve it. But that's just disturbing. These twins, these parents that can abuse this. If I was locked up with these two, I shit you not, boy, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good, because if I was on Homeboy's block, man, he'd be doing. Yeah, we already know. But yeah, so they're up shit creek without paddles, because I think the judge is going to lay the hammer on this one, because it's just no excuse at all for this. All right. Spinal injuries on a baby, a spinal injury on a 6-week-old baby. And I guarantee it, both of them are in protective custody right now. Guarantee it. Unless they're in some soft ass jail where, other than that, it's crazy. Crazy. But those are the 3 stories right there, kind of disturbing. The last one really got me. I couldn't believe I was watching, read the 6-week-old twins being abused like that, with skull fractures and burns and all sorts of nonsense, is ludicrous. All right. I am going to end that with, right there, little morning rant this morning. I hope everybody's going to have a blessed day. I'm sorry for the camera. It's dark in my truck. My windows are just blacked out. So I'm sorry about that, but I hope you guys have a great day. And everybody, if you already haven't, please hit that like right now. Hit it right here. Hit it right there. Thank you. Please hit that like. Hit that subscribe if you haven't. And everybody stay safe, free, and Delta free. See ya!